Hello, I'm Mishka from Learn Finnish Little by Little, and I know that I already did one introduction for this series, but I did it before I decided to call it uh, Learn Finnish Little by Little, and I thought that I should do a revised uh, introduction to the whole series because in the middle of doing it, I started changing my mind about what the overall nature of the whole thing should be. So, anyway, I can't remember, um, maybe it was around a year ago, where my younger brother, who is currently uh, in northeast Finland, studying history at a university there, and um, um, the town had become one of the um, centers to which the recent refugees coming from Syria and Iraq uh, were channeled as they came to Finland and looked for, um, you know, um, I don't know what the English term for it, sanctuary or something. But anyway, my brother just said that some of the people in the history department in his university had decided that since the refugees who are waiting for their requests, I think is it asylum seekers or what the term is in English? I forget. But anyway, like as they wait for their requests to be processed, some of the people in the history department decided that if there were any people in the refugee center who were interested for whatever reason in Finnish history, they could go there and talk about it for a couple of hours in case any of the uh, uh, people wanted a perspective on the country that they came to. So anyway, I didn't think much of it when my brother said it, but then the idea just um, you know reintroduced itself to me in slightly different form when I started thinking that I saw a news item about I think it was a man from Iraq who had come to Finland, and he had um, he had come in hopes of uh, that he came first, and he hoped that he would uh, get the green light to stay, and then he could unite his family. I think he was. I can't remember from what Middle Eastern country he was from, but the problem that he um, was in is that the family, there was no way that they could get to a Finnish embassy through the conflict zones. I mean, Finnish embassies aren't like McDonald's. You don't find, multiple um, establishments in every city. So he had great difficulties getting people safely into a Finnish embassy. And I just remember that he said, as he was facing these personal problems, in that they greatly affected his ability to study the Finnish language. So much so that basically no progress was forthcoming in the studies. So I just sort of these two ideas just sort of gave me the idea that if there are people who for whatever reason are currently in a situation where there's a certain urgency in learning the Finnish language, and of course they go to some kinds of either they go to some kinds of courses in like open colleges or just some state-run adult education institutions aimed at immigrants. Either they go to those or they're just, for whatever reason, learning Finnish by themselves with some kind of study material that they either got from a library or bought from stores, or alternatively there's some online material. I don't know which, but I just thought that if there are people who for whatever reason are studying Finnish and are struggling in their Finnish studies, I just thought that I could do a vlog series about the Finnish language and just sort of reinforcing the things that beginner students would learn in the courses. So I thought that I could do a series where I just help people gradually get more familiar with the language. Now I already recorded something like I don't know, from 5 to 8 videos, and I just, the exhaustiveness of the task only became apparent to me as I did the videos very quickly in a row, and then I took some days off, and then as I considered doing more, I just kept pushing it back because it's just it was like just doing the 8 videos was more exhaustive than I thought, and like for a person to become fluent in Finnish, like you'd need closer to 80 videos, and you still probably wouldn't have the kind of confidence that you'd like to have in a foreign language. So it's a more massive a project than I thought, because I came to it with the kind of attitude that my brother could have conceivably had, where he could just go participate in a 2-hour very informal conversation about some of the overviews of the Finnish history to interested parties. I mean, I had that kind of that kind of fairly easygoing attitude. I thought that I'd just wing it, and well, it worked for a while, but then like the Finnish language, it can be rather tricky, and I had like maybe too carefree an attitude, and uh, I realized that I ran into some problems that I couldn't foresee when it came to it just completely out of nowhere. I considered the word many in Finnish, and the Finnish language, it has postpositions, and it has postpositions for plural. I mean, for singular and plural. So you know, um, depending on the usage, you uh, change the word with its postpositions. And when I considered the word many, it just seems so bizarre to me that there could be a singular many. I mean, many just seems like, well, it's a word in plural. But like, it's as if I was thinking like an English person, because you know, with the Finnish language, if there's a noun fixed to the word many, depending on whether the noun is singular or plural, it will you know, change the word for many. But anyway, it's just like you know, it just happened to come in the middle of flow state, and like I just remember finding it so bizarre thinking about the singular form of many, because it just sounds very paradoxical that there would be singular many somethings. But anyway, like you know, it wasn't just the immensity of the scale, but then you know, when you just jump in cold, then um, then you can run into those kinds of difficulties where you have to explain something to a person who doesn't know, and you're trying to explain why it is that many can be singular, and yeah, I mean, like it was things like that, you know, slight technical difficulties over here that just made me take a brief break from the activity, and now that I've taken not just a brief but you know, a very considerable break from it, and I haven't yet made any more videos. So anyway, the reason why I did this introduction, partly to explain myself, and I'll try to explain myself quickly as the light outside is you know, dimming fast. But anyway, the reason why I did this second introduction was because just as my brother in his northeastern corner of Finland, he certainly wouldn't have thought that he single-handedly teaches all of Finnish history to some immigrants. I also don't think that I should, you know, just single-handedly do everything. So the reason why I thought of calling this series "Learn Finnish Little by Little" is because if some other people, for whatever reason, might also want to do vlogs, participating in, you know, just explaining some of the things of the Finnish language in English to to just the interested parties who decide to wander in for whatever reason. So anyway, whether a person is whether a person is a hyper polyglot who just likes picking up new languages for the for the sake of having as many as possible, or whether a person is like I don't know, a Japanese or an Argentinian private person who for whatever reason cares about Finland and wants to learn a little Finnish, or whether a person is a refugee who moves to Finland and wants to learn the language. Like whatever a person's motivation is, I just thought that some supplementary material should be available online, such as on YouTube. I'm sure some is already, and anyway, I just thought that I'd have a very different approach than whatever different material is available, so that I just thought that this could potentially be useful to someone. But anyway, like, I don't know whether anyone else is interested in doing anything. I mean, if not, I certainly understand, because it wasn't quite so easy as I initially thought. But anyway, like, I plan on doing some of these vlogs, and I certainly won't do all of them, because as I kept suggesting throughout, people should have some kind of some kind of study material from a professional source that they've gotten, and then this would just be supplementary to that, in case some people need help with pronunciation, or just like to go over the things with someone who speaks the language. So anyway, I don't know how many episodes I should promise to do, but just enough that a person hopefully could at the end of them express themselves with a certain confidence, and then if other people want to if some other people want also to do some Learn Finnish little by little episodes, or series of episodes, then feel free. I'll do some, and then if others also volunteer, then that's the thing. But anyway, I just thought that I'd explain what the function of this particular segment is, because I mean, I was sort of in the middle of doing something completely different, and then this just sort of accidentally became a thing, and then I thought that I'd devote myself to it for a while, but it's gonna be one thing on this channel, but then I'll just keep doing the other things that I was in the middle of doing. So you are not to be surprised that there's this language stuff also here. But anyway, I just hope that it's gonna be useful to some people in some capacity, and that's why I did it. But anyway, here's just another brief explanation. But anyway, all the best, and thank you for watching, and bye for now.